Good morning and welcome to Saturday Morning Comic Talk. We're doing a walkthrough of Wondercon today. So usually we're doing it from my bedroom, but today walkthrough of Comic-Con, WonderCon that is, in Anaheim. So good morning, just getting my bearings. It was horrible traffic getting here. So we're going to kind of just do the tour. I'm going to take my face off and we're going to talk to any creators we can find and whoops. Sorry about that. Show what's going on at this show. So I'm going to flip the camera and let's take a look at what is happening at WonderCon right now. This is small press. Still getting my table set up, but we'll kind of show you where it's at. If you look at the 300 in small press, you can find us right here. So finish line, we're getting some CGCs set out, and now let's take a look. Let's explore. Let's Blair Witch this thing. All right. Just kind of taking a walk through. We'll come back in a little bit. The hall is opened, but as you can see, a lot of small press. It's just kind of waking up. So let's head to the main hall. Let's take a look at what's going on over there. Morning. All right, so we're taking ourselves through the hall into Hall B. There's 3 halls, so one is more just picking up badges and things like that, but this one, I haven't even had a chance to explore it myself, so this will be my first time. It's probably going to be pretty crowded since the doors are open, so when we get to the hall, I think C or D, I'm not quite certain, it's gonna be stuffed. So let's take a look what's going on over here. A lot of space, a lot of open space, that is for certain. CGC is over there. I'll be taking some stuff in later today to grade. We have some custom creations here. As you can see, a lot of people just kind of getting started. The hall is officially open, but people are just getting their bearings. We'll be here till 6 today. No, 7. So hall is open till 7. They also have some late night stuff that goes on, so you can check that out as well. And now I'll just kind of go through, take a look at what's going on. So there we go. This is TC's Rocket. Last weekend we were at Rocket Con, so now TC Rockets is here as well. Some good CGC stuff. Always good action figures. If you haven't been to the store, if you're in the San Diego area, you got to get there. It is quite amazing.
What? How'd you get a badge, dude? Out of the box. Oh, no. Fail. Oh, dude. Now, worst boyfriend ever.
All right, so we're just going to keep going here. Twainami, always good stuff. My wallet will thank me for not stopping. All right, so we got some comments. Sorry, just kind of. It really looks spacious. They are like we have lots of space at our table. I kind of have to yell out to the people in the hallways to get their attention. So, oh yeah, I can go over there. Let me kind of scooch over at 10. We're all like 10 minutes away. I'll go to the entrance. Yeah, there. You'll if we go back to my table, you will actually see quite a bit of people rushing to get to the Funko because Funko's here and they have to get a ticket to go to Funko. Little did they know, like I went at the very end of the day because there were a couple of things I wanted to get for my kids. And I just walked right up. But I mean, there's the one that those aren't the ones that are gonna make me a millionaire on eBay. So I guess that's not really the point of it. But if you just want a few of the things, don't rush in that line. Don't sprint. Oh, so it's open in there. All right, so there we can see everybody making these are definitely they're not racing to finish line comics. I wish they were, but I can say this definitively, they are not. Although they should be, they're missing out. It's on them. They're doing their power walk to not get yelled at for running to get that Funko ticket. And then they'll be double fisting the Funko bags and generally not double fisting the indie comics. It's the way of the world. All right, so we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna tour. My wife's manning the booth, so we're gonna just do this until 10 o'clock or a little later. Sorry about the later start today. It was traffic. Just kind of to Saturdays. Fridays are pretty quick and easy to get into any show, but a Saturday you got everyone coming in, which is of course what we want as exhibitors. You want a full house, you want lots of people, but that also means it's going to take you 20 minutes just to get into the parking structure. So parking could be tricky. A lot of people I know yesterday got sent over to Disneyland, so you might end up parking over there. But there is a lot of great stuff here. Wondercon is always one of my favorites. It was before I started creating the book, it was one of my favorites just to attend. I mean, it's got a good variety of things from handmade to indie comics to, lots of artist alley creations. So we'll get over there. We're still in one of the halls, but we'll head over to Artist Alley. I'll give you the full extent of the floor. I think we might have missed the rush because they opened the doors a little bit early. Sometimes they do. I think just kind of giving the people who have been camped out the chance to get in there early. They get that extra 10 minutes, go grab their Funko ticket, because honestly, I don't think there's any other exclusives that people would really be camping out for. And I looked just out of curiosity, I looked on eBay and saw, there's some going for $80 to $100. So I'm assuming that's what the rush would be about. You got some pinball over there. Always fun for the kids. So we're going to head over to the next one. Aisle 1200. There's a lot, as you can see, kind of the scale, very spaced out. And I don't know if that's for better or worse, but at least as an exhibitor, you don't feel squished. Because I've been in some where you absolutely feel like you are squashed in your table and you're sardine for the day. And no one enjoys being a sardine for the day. All right, so let's take a look. So there's all right, so I'm just kind of picking up my tempo so we can make sure we get through all of this. I don't want to have to stop short and be like, okay, never mind, tour's over. We didn't see the whole thing. Sorry, too bad for you. That's not my intent. I want to make sure we can see everything. There's all same thing as last time. I am still in search of those little figures. What are they called? See, now I'm blanking out. The Ben Cooper NECA figures. I'm still trying to hunt down the last pieces of Series 1. So whenever I see someone with the toys, with NECA things, I'm always searching because that's my one my one item I'm actively searching for on my own. So if you have a lead on those, if you see them at Target, Walmart, anything like that, drop a comment, because I'm 3 short of the first series, so I'm trying to get that all handled. All right, so you see, like I said, just still people unwrapping, because 10 was the intended start time. But generally what you get is you get a lot of people kind of walking through. They start in the first hall that they get into, and then from there, of course, make it to mine. So usually the rush for A, that's not the Funko rush, hits, I'd say, around noon. Noon's when I start seeing the people that are coming out looking for the indie comics, trying to find something new to read, something that they haven't heard of. And there's, plenty of variety when you go into the small press area, from family friendly stuff to less family friendly stuff like mine, which is, loaded with violence and all the things you don't want your little kid to be reading. So, like I said, I'm just kind of moving through, Blair Witching all of you. Again, apologies. But I just want to make sure we're able to see everything before I head back to my table, which should be fully set up at that point. But I'm going to do a reel later today that I'll put up of just the table so you can see everything going on. We do have, unlike, I guess we did Rocket Con a few weeks ago, and I do have some new books since Rocket Con. Issue 10, if you backed the Kickstarter or you just want to get a copy, that came in Thursday. So perfect timing, because the con started Friday. So it was literally just in time, which normally it's the opposite. It comes Monday to taunt you with, you could have sold this, but you don't have it now. So all right. So yeah, here's more of the people. Do they have a booth? I'm actually not sure if they have that. Yeah, so here's just kind of the people. I generally know where they're going, because they're not stopping, they're not looking, they are going for a ticket. So if I see it all, if you happen to spot it, so there you go, you can see there, you wanted the rush, you got the rush. That is all the people coming from Hall D, I believe, which is where they were queued up in the morning, and that was, I was racing. It was just trying to get here. I told Pops there was no way I was going to get it. So there you go. You're welcome. And then, like I said, if you happen to see results, because I am just moving through, if you say, stop right there, go back and show the booth. If there's something you see that you want to see in greater detail, all you need to do is just let me know. I'm happy to stop, go back. I'm just trying to get through. And as you can see, we're kind of here. Still got a little ways to go. So I'm trying to continue making my way through. As I said, my wife is manning the booth, even though technically we're still 2 minutes away from official start time. But the booth is open. The people are working. We got Dark Planet Comics. I've been reading them for many years. Good morning. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your comics? I've been a big fan of Silver. I read Palomino, but tell people about it. So I'm doing a live stream right now on YouTube.
Well, Silver is takes place in a world inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula. And we're 40 years later, so we're in the noir pulp era of the 1930s. And you have this group of con men who team up with this woman who's a vampire hunter to steal this treasure from the castle full of vampires.
Yes.
What could possibly go wrong with that? So it's a super fun adventure. It's a big heist story. It's a complete story in 2 books, 1 and 2.
Show that. There's 1. There's 2.
There's 2. And here's, it also has a prequel, which is Rosalind.
Okay.
Where this woman who's the vampire hunter, this book is her diary as a child. So it's a very unique book because it is a diary. So it is presented, so it has its own sort of voice to it. It's very unique, and it's a gritty story. Silver's a big adventure. This is a bit grittier story of survival.
Yes.
But it's seen and baked through the eyes of a child. So there's an innocence to the interview that is very compelling.
Yeah.
Then we have Palomino, and
Yes.
Palomino is a neo noir crime mystery that takes place in LA in 1981 in the Valley, and we follow this guy who's a musician by night, private detective by day, an old school hard ass, hardcore kind of guy, and his teenage daughter who's even more of a hard ass. Two of them are super hilarious. All the crimes in there are inspired by real life LA true crime and
Yes.
more. It's a super fun series.
Yeah.
We're 3 volumes into it already,
Excellent.
and 4 and 5 are coming out. I will be ready to order next month. We're having a Kickstarter campaign that starts next month. People can go on Kickstarter already right now and look for either Palomino 4 and 5 or Dark Us. Um, 2025 releases.
Okay.
They can register to be notified when the campaign starts.
Excellent.
And there's more. We have Romance in the Age of the Space God. So I usually do mostly one series,
Mm-hmm.
but this one is kind of a one-shot, like a short story kind
Okay.
of deal. It was it's a weird comic. It was forged in the madness of the pandemic, and I call it a weird comic for the weird times.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of sci-fi thriller, dystopia in it. It's
Mhm.
got some slice of life. It's got a little bit of political satire in
Mhm.
it. It's a really weird little comic. It's into this type of stuff. It's super.
Excellent. Yeah, there's actually some stuff on the table I haven't bought because you're actually one of the first indie authors that I ever bought from at WonderCon years ago. I was buying the floppies of Silver,
That's right.
and yeah, I still love it. I back all the Kickstarters, so I will definitely be heading over there. I will put when I finish the broadcast, I will put the link in the comments so you can find it. So yeah, thank you for your time and good luck at WonderCon. All right, have a great con. All right, so yes, more crowds. It's going to start getting more stuff as we walk around. That's why I intended to do it at 9:30, but now you can see this is the line break. The line is capped. People will yell because that is now, like I said, the difference. There's all that space. It is filled with humanity. And then to answer your question, I was interviewing him when he popped it up. Saturday is definitely more lively. It is, if you want to see kind of big crowds, bigger energy, Saturday is your better day to go, I would say. And what is it for? That is the question. I have no idea. Let's see. I believe, let's see, all I see is end of line, and let's see what, I know that Jim Lee's doing autographs. I know that McFarlane's doing autographs. Let me see. It is for Spawn. So there you go. That's for McFarlane. He's doing autographs. I've actually done at San Diego Comic-Con. I've stood in line to get things autographed, and he breezes through. I mean, once you get going, he'll get it in. So that is, yeah. If you come today, definitely stop by and say hi at Finish Line Comics. We'll be here. I'm actually leaving a little early, but that's just because I have a concert later tonight, but not that early, more like about an hour early. And by then, the energy's gone. But Saturday is the great energy. So yeah, McFarlane, I got him to sign I think it's Hulk 181, the Hulk, I don't know if it's 181, the one with Wolverine, or the Wolverine with the claws out and Hulk. I don't remember that. 181, I believe, is first appearance Wolverine, which I do have that, but I wouldn't get McFarlane to sign it. So the concert I am going to tonight is the Garden State anniversary show. They're doing a 20th anniversary of the Garden State soundtrack, and they're going to be having all the bands that were in the soundtrack perform. It's at the Greek Theater out in LA, and it's actually opening night at the Greek. I love the soundtrack. I barely remember the movie. I couldn't tell you much about the movie. Yeah, so at the Greek, that is the one. But I love that soundtrack. I mean, it is one of those ones that, kind of started the great mixtape indie soundtracks. I mean, the greatest mixtape soundtrack still is The Crow. In my opinion, is an unbeatably good soundtrack, but it's also kind of my era, of my time. And if they could get The Crow, I mean, it's impossible now. You don't have Stone Temple Pilots around. They have whatever new version of them. But yeah. Did I like the new Crow movie? I haven't actually watched it. I'll have to say I'm a purist on that one, and it's one of those things. If I see it on streaming, I'm not opposed to watching it, because even though I love the original Crow, I think it's an amazing movie. I'm aware of its flaws. I'm not here to say it's a perfect movie. It's just the perfect movie at the time when I saw it, and I would have been early college or high school I'm not sure either way, but yeah, I mean, it's certainly covered by nostalgia glasses. When I rewatch it, I'm like, okay, I'm living in my nostalgic zone. This is not a perfect movie or anywhere near a perfect movie, but I love it. The new one, it could be the same. I mean, it could be that it's not a perfect movie, but there's going to be a new generation that kind of makes it their own. It becomes their version of The Crow, and you can't begrudge that. Kind of like the Star Wars 7, 8, 9. Eventually, there's going to be a generation that makes that their Star Wars, and they won't be wrong, because the prequels, there's a whole generation that's made it theirs. It may not work for me, but it doesn't mean they're wrong. You love what you love. That's the beauty of fandoms. I mean, it's also the negative of fandoms when people are dicks and they just want to fight and tell everyone why they're wrong, but opinions aren't wrong. That's all I can say. All right, so just coming through. Like I said, trying to get through as much as I can. Good morning. So you should build your own lightsabers here. This is, if you're interested, 1568. Very cool. Yeah, there were someone playing outside my booth yesterday with them. So yeah, they look pretty fun.
Yeah, they are. They're lots of fun.
All right.
They're good for everything, man.
Oh yeah.
Therapy kind of stuff. Get people outside the house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I was driving to Target one night, and there was a group of kids lightsaber battling in the parking lot. So I just went in my car, blasted Duel of the Fates, and pulled up next to them, and they were like, yes. So I'm like, this is what you do. And my daughter was sitting in the car with me, and she's like, Dad, that was epic. I'm like, it had to happen. I said, when you see a lightsaber fight, you got to bust out Duel of the Fates.
That is even better that you had that ready.
Yeah, I just went in my Spotify like, let's go, and I just crept up. I'm first thinking like, oh shit, what's going on? It's 10 o'clock at night in the Target parking lot. Here comes this creepy car, but yeah, then I rolled down the windows, cranked it up, and the fights got way more intense. I'm like, all right, that was an amazing moment. So good.
Amazing. That is probably the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that.
All right.
Man. That was awesome.
All right, good luck with your lightsabers, and I hope you sell out.
Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day, man.
Thanks. That was in Highland, actually. It was right by my house. I was going to the Target Highland and just happened to be doing something. And then as we parked in the back because it's always easier, and I'm not lazy. I'll walk. I need to always get my steps. I get OCD about that one for sure. So we parked back there, and there they were, Duel of the Fates, fighting it out, and I just blasted it for them. And like I said, the fights got the lightsaber duels got more intense because now they had a soundtrack. All right, so we are moving in to the final hall. Almost. We're at the 1500 now. That McFarlane line is no joke. I mean, even if he's fast, that one's they're gonna be there at least an hour or two. But I saw people yesterday coming up to my table, and they had signed copies of Spawn and posters and all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, it's amazing because McFarlane could be charging huge amounts of money for those autographs, and he doesn't. I mean, you can pay for his autograph, and you don't need to pay for his autograph. You can if you get to a con, but CGC, he does official ones, and I guess that's the only thing. If you really want it slabbed and the yellow label, you can send it into CGC. But you find him at a con, if you're willing to wait, he'll sign things for you, and yeah, it's beautiful. I just remember the Image comics of the 90s and just the hysteria and the excitement of getting these new books. And Rob Liefeld, I guess yesterday, was just kind of walking around Artist Alley. He never made it to my table, but my friend just randomly started chatting with him. So it's you come to these cons, you don't know who you're going to run into. If you're patient, you can get in line and get lots of really good things. So yeah, I'm hoping to spot some good cosplayers, but I think the cosplayers, a lot of them don't even come in, honestly. They just kind of hang outside and, you know, show off their costumes, get their pictures taken. So if I see a good cosplayer, I will definitely push it into that. We're kind of just about into the next room, and then we'll go through, do the aisles, and then I will go and sell some comic books, because that is why I'm here after all. We got not a lot of empty tables. I've seen years where there's huge amounts. This year, not too bad. Golden, I see them on Netflix. I know that's out of my price range. That's all I know. Any of the big first appearances that I own are insanely low grades, because that's what I can afford. And for me, it's just about owning the book, not about owning, you know, a 9.8, because I want a first appearance of the Punisher or Wolverine. I don't have the money for a 9.8, but I got a 2.0, and as long as the cover's not ripped, that's all I can really ask for. I don't need perfection. I just love to be able to say that I actually own it. That's what makes me happy. So we are in the final hall, final C. The next one, like I said, that's more just for the queue, which would be gone now. We saw all of them rushing around, and we'll also be the badge pickup. If you didn't get your badge mailed to you, you would pick it up there. But yeah, we're going to take our look through. I'm going to take my time, show you what's going on. Again, if you see something you want me to stop, I am happy to. It's just a matter of I'm just trying to keep moving, but anything like, hey, what about that one? Can you head back? I would be happy to. But if you are in the area, definitely check out Wondercon. It's such a fun con. It's been one of my favorites. Years before I had a book, I would come here, and like when we stopped and talked to Steven, I have been buying from him for years. I have all of the floppies of his book Silver, Panamino. I bought those ones through Kickstarter, but yeah, you'll see some good people. I've met a lot. I've bought a lot of indie books. That's kind of coming to WonderCon and San Diego Comic-Con is where I even discovered the indie comic book scene and realized, okay, you don't just need to be reading Marvel and things like that. And then kind of fueled my passion, because I was always writing, giving me a chance to go and actually make books. You know, do you talk to these indie creators? They are very open. I've had people stop by my table and ask me about what they need to do to get into the indie comics industry, and it's pretty much you create your industry, and I tell them that. And you'll find people in small press, in Artist Alley, are highly receptive. They'll be happy to talk to you about anything that you may want to know. I mean, if they're busy, they're not going to be able to give you everything at that time, but if you find a time where you see nobody at their table, just go up and talk to them. If you want to talk to me, I'm happy to let you know what I've discovered, the pitfalls, the victories. I mean, nothing is perfect, obviously, and I don't know everything. There's plenty who know way more than me, but you'll find that the majority of the people in Small Press and Artist Alley are going to be receptive to your questions and to talking to you. Good morning. All right, so we're going up. Still on the search, on the prowl for those figures. Maybe I'll find it, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of NECA stuff. I might need to go to Frankensons. I have a feeling if I go to Frankensons, there's one particular NECA seller that has everything. So that would be the one that would be my best chance. But again, like I said, you see one in a Target or something, shoot me an email, shoot me a message, and I will be happy to sell you some money and if you pick it up. So you can see it's bustling, it's thriving in here. It's gonna get more busy. I think around noon is the the biggest time, because some people, you don't want to wake up early unless there's a panel or you want that McFarlane autograph. I think Jim Lee is doing autographs later today. You want that, you gotta wake up and get in that queue. And they were here earlier than most of the exhibitors were because they had to be. I mean, it comes down to, if you want to get McFarlane's autograph and you want to get him for free to sign whatever book you love, then you gotta camp out. You gotta be here 6 in the morning. I do it plenty at San Diego for different things that I want, be it an exclusive or an autograph, anything like that. If you put in the time, you get the reward. That's the beauty of it. All right, so like I said, I'm just kind of moving at a pace, hopefully not a jarring pace, but just kind of giving you a chance to see everything. When we're done, we will have seen the whole floor. I might have missed a table or two. It's some of the layouts kind of take you on a straight line, then it curves, and if you're an exhibitor and you get stuck on one of those non-straight lines, it's brutal for your crowd because no one knows how to actually find you. But it seems to be laid out pretty well here, and they have ducks. My mom loves ducks, and I will be coming back for Harley Quinn duck for her. She has a Jeep, so she puts the little ducks in the Jeep, and with that, I have to get her a Harley Quinn duck. And if she's watching, I guess spoiler alert for Mother's Day, but oh well. At least you'll know what you're getting and you'll like it. So we have some Disney art. The mystery boxes, always fun, but oh my gosh, when I started doing Loot Crate and the horror crates and all that, I had so many things. I had to stop all the blind boxes. As much as I love them, I don't have the storage space for all the cool stuff you're gonna get. But if you do, then yeah, definitely grab one. They're always cool. You get some fun stuff inside, shirts and stuff like that. I remember him from HorrorCon, so get a lot of the same crowd coming, and that's the beauty. I had a few people come up yesterday. They're okay, I need to catch up on whatever issues of Immortal Era, whatever issues of, fill in the blank. Corruptor for me, I don't have a lot of variety, but if any of the indie people will come to get what they need, and they'll fill in their holes. They know they'll catch you at the cons, and they will get what they need from you. So we are nearing the artist alley. If we find anyone over there who I know, I'll stop and talk to them, or just someone who wants to chat. I'm open for interviews. I was hoping more people in small press would be up and moving, but as it turns out, a lot of them were still just setting up. But yeah, more ducks. Like I said, my mom loves her Jeep ducks. She's a Harley Quinn fan, so that is the perfect opportunity. I got her a Chewbacca one last year for Christmas to fill her Jeep. She will, now that I know she likes those ducks, she will have a very full dashboard in the Jeep. All right, so I'm accelerating my pace more just because I know I need to get back over and man the booth. But we will see it all. We will get through the whole thing. All right. Moving into Artist Alley in just a moment. It's like lots of the higher end action figures. There's also a few, I think they're like the third party Transformer Dinobots. Those are the ones I'm still hunting down. I need the fake Swoop and I think the fake Slug, but they don't give them their actual Transformer names. It's more some random, flying dinosaur. But the third-party stuff it's really good. It's just not licensed, so they have to give them these fake and generic names. There's a whole gaming area, so if you came and you want to play a variety of board games, card games. You got them all here. Ways to play them, learn the rules, try them out, play with some other people, just have a good time overall. So, a couple more aisles, and then we will close this tour out. All right. So I'm gonna move quickly because now I'm getting that itch. That FOMO itch is real. I'm thinking there's probably someone at my booth right now. My wife doesn't have my keys for the cash box, and she's gonna freak out and kill me. So seeing as I want to live, I'm gonna get myself back there as soon as we go through these last couple areas. So if it gets too Blair Witchy, let me know. I will happily slow down. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Next week, we will be back in the chair interviewing some indie creators. And then the week after that, I'll be back at another con. My con schedule is now warming up. I'll be doing a lot more cons. I'll be doing live from Nashville. I'm looking forward to that one because I'm going to meet in person some creators that come on the Saturday morning show. Carissa Grant will be there and Aaron Roblewski. Looking forward to talking to those two people in the flesh, and we'll do a walkthrough at Nashville. Definitely set up time to interview them, let them show you their books. I'm going to see about tomorrow setting up another little live stream in the morning to really show some of the small press, because that one I spent the least amount of time because that was it was primarily closed. People were not done. Lots of tarps on the tables because they know small presses time is at noon. That's when it heats up. That's when the people are coming in and looking for the books. They kind of spend the first part here and they just ease their way through, almost like an amusement park. You start where you get in and then go through the rest of it. So they'll eventually make it there, but our sweet spot's that 11 to noon time. So there we are, we're in Artist Alley. And I'm just going to kind of give you a quick overview because, like I said, I got work to do. So we're going to look at this. I'm not going to do an aisle by aisle. I do apologize, but we are at 10:20, so I'm going to be heading back to my table, getting things started. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate everyone who's in here, everyone who is talking. So where in Nashville? It's at the fairgrounds in Nashville. I'm not that familiar with the area, so I know it was at the Nashville Fairgrounds. It's a relatively small con, but it was good. I mean, I had a good reception to my books. I'm hoping that I'll have not Immortal Era. I'll have Immortal Era 10, hopefully 11, and also that I will have Floaters, the new one-shot that I'm putting out. That one should be done. I'm hoping in time for Nashville. So yeah, I have some new stuff there. I'm excited about that. It was a good time last year, and hopefully a lot of people who bought issue 1 or they bought just the trade will want to fill their holes and get 7 through 10. So it's the Nashville, it's the June, don't quote me on this because I can't look at my phone or else I'm going to drop something. Coordination is not my greatest strength, so I will inevitably drop this tablet. But I believe it's June 6th, whatever the first full weekend in June is. It's that. I know it's not the first. I can say that definitively. So whatever that first full weekend in June is, it's a relatively inexpensive con for attendees. So definitely, if you're in that area, come by and say hi. As I said, I know Aaron Roblewski's going to be there. It's his first con ever, so show him some love. He'll need it. First cons are nerve-wracking, and I know that Carissa's going to be there. Not her first con, but even so, show her some love. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'm going to be bolting over to my table. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next week in the chair talking to some great creators about whatever the heck I think of by Wednesday. That's my deadline to come up with new questions. So by Wednesday, we'll be figuring out what we're going to talk about, and interviewing some great creators. Look out tomorrow. I might do a special stream looking at only small press, but I'm going to set up the interviews in advance so I know that the people will be there and that they'll be there at the right time. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch